Federal Road Safety Corps, Lagos Sector Command, as part of its mandate of ensuring road safety management in the country, hosted a one-day sensitization seminar on implementing road safety curriculum in Lagos schools. It brought together stakeholders in the education and transportation space. Giving a presentation on the journey so far on the road safety education plan for Lagos schools, the sector commander, Mr. H.U. Omeje, shared the essence, challenges, and the way forward in driving the initiative.
The whole essence of this road safety education we are propagating, the objective is to inculcate the knowledge and understanding of road traffic crash. If we have an in-depth knowledge, if our children are taught in early age what the causes are, what they should not do to avoid road traffic crash, then we are already on the verge of stemming the tide. To develop skill necessary to avert road traffic crash through the knowledge of crash probable causes, to understand the consequences of road traffic crash and its cost to national development. So there is need that our children should even appreciate the role of road safety personnel when they see them on the road, and then to develop positive attitudes towards road usage. This is very, very important. So in order to cut the road traffic crash on the nation, FRSC developed a curriculum for the safety education for Nigerian schools. The said curriculum was presented to National Council on Education by FRSC in 2012, as I earlier said. As a result of the statutory function of the National Education and Research Development Council, FRSC was directed to consult them to assist in the mainstream of the curriculum. By 2005, the process of introducing road safety education into the curriculum of primary and junior secondary commenced. By 2016, the National Council on Education and the Federal Executive Council gave approval for the infusion of road safety into the curriculum. Infusion because it was not a standalone subject. We had to infuse it into existing subjects. And these 6 basic subjects were identified where these things can be taught. In English studies from primary 1 to 6, and of course in JS 1 to 6. In civic education, primary 1 to 6, and of course JS 1 to 3. In social studies, in primary 1 to 6, and in JS 1 to 3. Basic science and tech, 1 to 6, and JS 1 to 3. In basic science, it's only taught in JS 1 to 3, and in basic tech, you have it only in JS 1 to 3. If you are looking at where you can go and get the best example in terms of road safety management in the whole world, you go to Sweden. Sweden's roads have become the world's safest, with only 3 of every 100,000 Swedish people dying yearly. In 1997, the Swedish parliament wrote into law what they call Vision Zero. Vision Zero plan simply means the whole essence is to eliminate fatalities. Now, they did not say that crash cannot occur, but if it occurs, it must not result to death. And what they did was to build their whole thing on their priority on safety over speed or convenience. This is where we should really start. Traffic safety education has similar patterns as health promotion education and must be given the same attention. It must be given the same attention. The same attention we give to health promotion is what we should also give to traffic safety education. Small stages of practical training are effective to form a concept based on action. Simulators are simulating some actions and passing messages through it. Both practice and developmental theories support this statement. Focus of road safety education should be all-encompassing and not only a pedestrian rule. No. should be all-encompassing. If you've been going through your circulars, you recall that during the 52nd and 53rd National Council on Education meeting held in Ibadan or your state in 2005, and of course in Cross River in 2006 respectively, that was when the council approved and urged state ministries of education in the 36 states, including FCT, on the need for the implementation of road safety awareness programs vis-a-vis procurement and use of road safety tips and books by all school children, and train the trainers workshop for teachers in all primary and secondary schools in the country. During that, this resolution was passed. How well we have been implementing this resolution is what we are here for. We want to look at it. We want to look back. Are we really doing this thing that they said we should do? And after their review, the ministry expressed their dissatisfaction on, the council expressed dissatisfaction on the non-implementation of the decisions reached at that 52nd and 53rd Council. In view of the above, the Federal Ministry of Education therefore directs that state ministries of education and FCC to ensure compliance by urging state inspectorate divisions and FCC policy implementation department to monitor the use of the road safety manual by school children through evaluation report. What are the challenges? What are the missing gaps? And that's why I summoned all the stakeholders in Lagos State today so that we can sit together and look at these challenges and how we can really move forward with a view to setting the pace. Like I said during my opening speech, that Lagos just needs to set the pace so that others can follow. For me, I identified one thing because I'm very passionate about this. Lack of instructional materials have been a problem. And that's why for those of us here who are also into writing of books, I think this is one area that we also need to explore. We need to start writing books, workbooks, and some other small materials that can be used, because I'm sure that teachers are even finding it difficult to lay their hand on what they will use to prepare their note of lesson. Inadequate number of teachers. We don't have enough teachers to really teach these subjects. Then inadequate knowledge of teachers on road safety education. So even when the teachers are they knowledgeable in road safety education? They are two different things. Then non-inclusion of road safety topic in school scheme of work. Some schools are still dilly-dallying to be or not to be, especially in private schools. Even in some public schools, we're still having it difficult. When our officers go to check, we discover that the thing is not just in the scheme of work. The whole essence is, can we have these teachers that are teaching these 6 basic subjects where road safety education have been infused in? Can I bring them together like this? Can we together come together, bring them together, impact on them? If they see the traffic sign, they should be able to know the traffic sign before they can interpret it to the children. Using the highway code, using workbooks and manuals that have been developed to train our teachers, build capacity in them, so that when they get to the classroom, they will do a good job.
The sector commander, the Director of Policy Planning and Research, Ministry of Education, Lagos State, and the consultant for the initiative speak further on the sensitization seminar.
Good enough, we have been able to introduce road safety education, the primary and the junior secondary. But on our own, we also did evaluation and discovered that the implementation has not been going at the pace we expected it. And so there's need for stakeholders' engagement. Now, it's about reaching out to the people in the Ministry of Education. This is their core competence. And one thing is, yes, we had an idea, bring it to the curriculum, but that will not just do the magic. We need to reach out to them. We need to partner with them. We need to build capacity among the teachers also, because that is one thing that I see that is really lacking. We need to also come up with materials, instructional materials that will be used to teach these subjects. And you will agree with me that it is them educators who are publishers and who write books. So there's need to encourage people to also do some write-ups on road safety educations at these various levels, bearing in mind the cognitive level of these children.
This is a laudable event, and I can tell you that the ministry is already into it. Our children in all our schools are taught on road safety, so they are fully aware of what it's all about. And the government is actually ensuring that children are protected and there is security everywhere.
The values of having road safety education is simply to keep our children alive as they sojourn to school and come back. Whether they are guided or they are taken by the school bus, they need to get to school alive, safety, elanati. They need to return home safe and alive. And how do we do this? We can only do this if we continue to re-emphasize safety education in our different schools. We have it in the curriculum from primary to basic education, but how much of this is being done in the school, it's now the challenge. So the need to reopen it, make the stakeholders in the education sector work properly on it, the teachers, and even their parents too, is what we are all about, talking about today. You can only talk about learning in the classroom if you get to the school safely. And we have a lot of school buses taking these children home, to and fro from school. It is important that they also know about road codes. They have the driving skills, but what about the road codes? How much of these road codes, highway codes, that can the drivers interpret? We need to go further and educate them. We need to go further and re-emphasize safety education in our classroom so that we stop losing our future leaders in the society.
Road safety education for students in primary and junior secondary school levels is a laudable initiative from the FRSC. This will require immense support from stakeholders for it to achieve scale and impact in the nation.